This is what I would genuinely tell anyone that's looking to pass their theory test. If you clicked on this video, I'm sure you know what the theory test is. It's broken up into two parts: the multiple choice hazard perception test, where you view video clips and you need to spot the hazard. For the multiple choice, you need to get at least 43 out of 50. For the hazard perception, you need to get at least 44 out of 75 points. As reference, I'm going to tell you what I got. For multiple choice, I got 49 out of 50. For the hazard perception, I got 67 points out of 75. To be honest, one of the most helpful things for me was to use an app. Now, the app that I downloaded was the Theory 4-in-1 app. Why did I choose this app compared to the official DVSA app? Well, the official DVSA theory test app has 4.5 out of 5-star review. The theory test 4-in-1 has a 4.8 rating out of 5 stars. The Theory 4-in-1 app has a higher number of reviews as well as a higher rating compared to the official app, who didn't have as many reviews and their rating was slightly lower. They both cost the same. As well as that, the Theory 4-in-1 app also offers you a pass guarantee. Now, for someone like me who needs that reassurance because driving has been a big bundle of anxiety for me, that was really nice to have. They have a learner plan for you and they expect you to get a percentage score on each topic. And if you can hit that percentage score on all of the topics before your theory test, then they offer you a money back guarantee. So you get your test fee money back if you don't pass and you meet their learner plan goals. Now, I met all the goals, so I was going in there feeling confident and I was feeling like I had a bit of security. That is the reason why I chose this app over the official app. Watch as many hazard perception clips as you can. They will show you a range of different conditions. I'd be surprised if they don't. But just be aware that obviously if you're driving in wet weather versus dry weather, the reaction to any hazards is going to be different. Keep your eyes peeled continuously, not just around you directly, but also further away from you. Another thing I want to say in here is that in the Theory 4-in-1 app, they have hazard perception videos. Some of the video clips are not the clearest. They're a bit blurry. If you're using a small device like I was studying on my phone. There was this one practice clip that I remember very strongly because I just kept getting 0 out of 5 and I don't know why that kept happening. So I kept watching it back, didn't understand it. Eventually, you start to pick up exactly where the 5-point mark is, so you'd click on that. But I wanted to understand why, and I think it was because it was a fire engine and the fire engine was very far away from me at the back of the screen. Now, I didn't react to the fire engine until it was near me. You're supposed to react to the engine as soon as you see its flashing siren or you hear its sound. Now, I don't remember whether the app lets you listen to sounds, but I do remember that from that one clip that I should be looking far back in the distance in case I see any flashing lights that can indicate a doctor's emergency car, a fire engine, a police siren, anything. Other cars and other vehicles, brake lights, vehicles overtaking, vehicles coming from your left or your right at the end of the junction and cutting off in front of you. You need to react to that. Also, pedestrians, cyclists, animals. Pay attention to the road signs. If you see a sign warning you of animals, look out for them because there's a high chance that they will probably appear. Also, being aware of tractors, they're very slow. You need to give them extra space. Say for instance, you see a hazard in one of the clips. You react to it by pressing down on the mouse. So you click once. What I'd recommend is to click one to click again. You do not want to over click or click too much because you will be penalized and they will score you 0 out of 5. And if you do that too frequently, you will fail that section of the test. And if you fail the hazard perception test, overall you cannot pass. You need to pass both sections. So that is a major tip from me. I also recommend that you test that method out in the mock tests that are available and also test out over clicking so that you know what over clicking looks like. Another thing, the more you practice practice hazard perception clips, the better you'll become at spotting them. You'll become aware of what to look out for. Make use of free resources. There's many apps out there that are free that let you download free clips. However, they are limited, so you may need to pay some money just to view the wider range of it, but it may be a good investment. Make use of the free mock tests available on the government website. Make use of the highway code that's available. There's also a YouTube video that I came across that details a lot of the road signs. What I would do when I would get sick of going through the app or the mock test, I would play the video and pause it and ask myself what that sign meant. If I didn't know what it meant, I would take a note of it and then I would go back to it and I would look it up and I would try and understand. For signs that are similar, I would draw them out and differentiate the differences between them and kind of make a sort of mental connection. And the most important thing to do is make sure you understand them now and that you're confident with recalling the correct sign now before you let yourself get into the test center. In the test center, you do not want to be sitting there guessing what you think it might be. You want to be at a point where you look at the sign and you recall it like that because you have put the time and effort into memorizing the signs and understanding as much as you can what it means. Some of the signs are very obvious, like the stop sign. There are some signs that you need to memorize and just learn. A major tip that helped me was to practice recalling the knowledge that you are learning, aka revise on the go. If you're going through a mock test or just practice questions, read the question and before looking at the answer, recall in your own mind what you think the correct answer is. You're able to eliminate the incorrect answers with more ease. Now, I did that. I really like that approach. I remember reading questions and recalling in my mind that's what it is. And then I would look at the answers and then I would score at what I knew wasn't correct. And if you're not sure, what you can also do in the actual test and in the mock test is that you can flag the questions. You can come back to the flag questions before you submit your test. When you're in a pressured, stressful environment, sometimes your brain doesn't really run as smoothly as you want it to. And I don't know about you, but have you ever read a question and assumed it was asking you one thing and then you went back and read the same question and realized, oh wait, that's not what it's asking? Because I've done that a few times. So that's why I always go back through the test and read the questions word for word, and I take my time to absorb the interpretation and then I take it from there. So that's my method and it worked for me. Put yourself in the test environment, and even if you get a blank piece of paper, take notes on questions you're not sure about. If one of the questions was asking me what this road sign meant and then it gave you 4 answers, if I understood 2 of the road signs, I would take a note of the other 2 because the other road signs might come up in the actual test. You just need to make sure that you give yourself the time to absorb the information. In the end, you will achieve success. You just got to get through the hurdle. It is possible. Be persistent, stay focused, and if it's becoming too much, give yourself a break. You do need to take breaks. Go for a short walk, get some exercise in, drink some water, refresh yourself, and just go back to it. Make it as easy as possible for yourself to pass by making it difficult for yourself when you're revising. Being honest with yourself now and asking yourself, do I really know what this road sign means? Do I really know the colours of the studded lights on the motorway/carriageway? Do I really know the stopping distance in dry conditions versus wet conditions? Even if you can record yourself talking to a camera, watching it back might help you absorb the information better. Utilizing YouTube videos is a great resource too. You will probably always have some form of self-doubt. If you don't want to waste your money, if you want to use your time efficiently, my personal advice is invest in an app and give yourself enough time. And even if you don't give yourself enough time, try and have at least a week before your test where you're putting in consistent revision throughout the day. I think I really went hardcore with my revision the week before. I would get up earlier in the morning, go over some topics. During my break, I would go over the questions. I would just make time to revise throughout the day, and I would set time aside in the evening to revise as well. But I would also take breaks and take my mind off of it because when you're overstressed, it's harder for you to concentrate. So it's very important to make sure you are balancing things out and not putting too much pressure on yourself. rest your eyes the night before. You do not want to be sitting in the test center with dry eyes, having to keep your eyes open, staring at the screen, trying to spot hazards. Another little tip that might be relevant, I'm not too sure, because during the time when I sat my test, we were still going through the whole restriction, so it was socially distanced and they didn't let you share earphones. So I remember when I actually went to the test center, they asked me if I required any sort of aids and stuff, and I thought to myself, oh no, like I would like to listen to the audio as well, because I was worried I might not be able to hear any sirens and that could affect my reaction to the hazard perception. You may want to bring your own headphones. I would check with your test center if they're allowing that at the time, but that's just a point that I think was very important, and I wish someone had told me that or made me aware of it, because I didn't find out until I actually went to the test center. I ended up just taking the headset and using it, because once I was inside and the test was about to start, there was no one around me to tell me that the audio wouldn't affect your ability to react to a hazard. I didn't want to risk it, and I thought, you know what, I'll just wash my hair, I'll wash my whole body as soon as I leave this test center. In hindsight, I wish I had known that. I didn't, so I'm passing that information on to you. All you can do is try your best, and remember, it's only a test. You can always book another one. Try and remain calm, take deep breaths, and tell yourself you've got this. You've spent time revising, you've spent time learning, understanding the topics. I wish you all the best for your theory tests. You're going to be absolutely fine. You've got this. The knowledge is in your brain. You just need to utilize the knowledge.